Hey YouTube, it's the Gambling Guru, and we're back with another edition of our daily MLB Pick'ems. Um, so yeah, let's jump right into it. First game we got Phillies and Marlins. Ranger Suarez facing Sandy Alcantara. Alcantara coming off his best start of the season. Threw an absolute gem against the Rays. Threw a complete game shutout. 7 Ks. I don't have a play on this one, but if you made me pick, I would probably lay the juice on Marlins money line. Alcantara not had his best season, but as of late, he's started to show flashes of who he was last year. Hell, he won the Cy Young last year. And he's just looking better and better as the season's progressed. And I would probably give a B minus pick grade on if you decided to pick Marlins money line. Next game we got Brewers and Nationals. Nationals absolutely killed Brewers bettors yesterday. The public was all over the Brewers. You got Freddie Peralta facing Josiah Gray. I really don't have a lean here this game. It's kind of one of the shittier games on the card. These pitchers are decent. There's not much. There's not much to talk about in this game. The Brewers bats have been kind of cold. The Nationals have been a pretty nice, profitable team in the past couple of weeks. Always usually pretty heavy dogs, and they're coming out and pulling off some of these upsets. I don't like laying the juice at minus 154 with the Brewers. I don't think their bats are good enough. I'm just going to have to pass on this one. Which brings us to a better game where we got the Rays facing the Yankees in New York. Zach Eflin on the road, yikes, versus Carlos Rodon. Zach Eflin has had he's had a really good season, but I mean, Zach Eflin at home versus Zach Eflin on the road is two completely different pitchers. If we go over here and we look at Zach Eflin on the road, at home he's got a 2.6 ERA with 10 wins. Away he's got a 5.36 ERA and he's a 1-4, which record really doesn't mean shit. But if we go over here and we look at his last 15 days, opponents are batting .291 against him. And if you go back to the last 7 days, opponents are batting .412 against him. He has had a start against the Yankees this season. He went six innings, gave up 7 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned. He did have 9 Ks, but I mean, we really don't care about that. This was also, if I'm not mistaken, this was a home game for him that he lost. No, it was in Yankee Stadium. So I'm not sure if the Yankees. I'm pretty sure they had Judge at this point. Yeah, they had Judge. If you told me I had to make a pick on this game, I would pick Yankees money line. Rodon's not been that great, but he is coming off his first win of the season as a Yankee. And I think he's going to just get better from here on out for them. And I'm kind of a fan of Yankees money line. I would probably give this one a flat B grade at minus 108. You're almost getting your money back. So yeah, if I had to play it, I'd play Yankees or pass. Next game we got Tigers at Pirates, kind of another shitty game. Both of these pitchers, they're pretty identical. I do think the Pirates lineup is a little better, but I mean they shot Santana. He's now with the Brewers. So there's one of their better bats that's gone. I'm just going to have to pass on this. I really don't have a lean here. Both of these teams are atrocious. Now, here is my number one favorite play on the day. We got the Orioles going to Toronto again to play the Blue Jays. They hit for us last night. Huge win for us. I'm actually up 2 units based off yesterday. And I'm a huge, huge fan of the Orioles again at plus 104. You're telling me the Orioles just walked in and threw Kyle Gibson against Chris Bassett at home and they won a game? Like, they're going to be facing Ryu, who's not thrown a ball in an MLB game since 2022, and he's not even made he has made one minor league start, but he's been throwing bullpens. Like, he's not even like had enough exposure in an in-game environment for me to even consider thinking that the Blue Jays are going to win this. And you're telling me I can get the Orioles at plus money with Kyle Bradish on the mound, who's got a 3.04 ERA, if I'm not mistaken. Been really good. And he's got a 3.29 ERA with a 1.14 WHIP. Been really solid for the Orioles. Not their best arm, but one of their better arms. Orioles plus 104, that's an absolute lock. I'd probably give them a 90% chance to win the game. And if you're telling me I can get that at plus money, yeah, I'm absolutely a fan. Next game, we got the Angels at Braves again. Patrick Sandoval versus Spencer Strider. Spencer Strider been kind of a fraud recently. If I'm not mistaken, he's 3-2 in his last 5 starts. The K stuff is there per usual. He's been averaging 10 Ks a game in his last 5. Granted, he has been getting barreled quite often. It's kind of hard to gauge what you're going to get with Strider, because you're either going to get an absolute gem with double-digit Ks, or you're going to get another double-digit K game where he gets absolutely tittied for 5 earned runs in 6 innings. I'm going to have to pass on this one, but with the Angels, their acquisitions, their batting order, I don't like Patrick Sandoval as a pitcher, to be honest with you. But at plus 220 against Strider, who's been susceptible to getting beat by the long ball, and you're telling me that the Angels, with Ohtani batting second in that order now, and the additions of Grichuk and Crone, both pretty solid power bats, I kind of like. I wouldn't mind if I placed a quarter of a unit on Angels plus 220. That's solid value against a guy in Strider. I think is just susceptible to giving up long balls. Pause. Next game, we got Reds at Cubs. Lively versus Steele. Steele's been great this season, but I am going to dive a little bit deeper into Justin Steele here in a sec. Justin Steele is a left-handed pitcher for the Cubs, Cy Young candidate for the National League. I do think he is a little bit of a fraud, and let me tell you why. His stuff, when you watch him in game, I mean, he's a low 90s fastball with a pretty good breaker. I don't think that, like, his arsenal is enough to, like, consistently overpower teams, if that makes any sense. He's already faced the Reds this year, and he went 3 2/3 innings, gave up 10 hits with 6 runs, 5 earned. I mean, and this is against the Reds before they even called up De La Cruz and got all their young guys back in this order. Like, some of these guys that are in this order will not be in the order today. Like, Justin Steele faced a half as good Reds team and gave up 6 runs. Like, I I think Steele's in a bad spot this game, and you're telling I don't like Lively that much, but I do think that the Reds could get into a scenario where this game becomes a shootout, much like it did yesterday. Stroman, I called it. Stroman was an absolute fraud, and gave up 4 runs off rip, and the Reds ultimately won. I think the same kind of thing could happen here. Reds at plus 142. My model has them at about a 60% chance to win. Actually no. I have a scrap what I just said about Reds plus 142. You're telling me I can go over 8.5 at plus 100 odds? This right here is an A plus play. I know Steele's on the mound. The Cubs bullpen is better than the Reds bullpen. Quite frankly, I don't give a shit. If I get plus money on an 8.5 over with these two lineups, how they've been playing, I think this game's going to be an absolute shootout. I just may have found one of my top 3 plays of the day. Reds over 8.5 is absolutely beautiful. I'm not sure if this pitching matchup is solidified yet, and it's Texas is a heavy favorite. I'm not even gonna talk about this game. It's ugly. It's gross. Corey Seager's out of the lineup for the Rangers, so minus 245 is gonna be terrible value regardless. So I'm just gonna have to pass on that. We got the Guardians and Gavin Williams on the bump versus Houston Framber Valdez. Framber Valdez been really good this year, coming off a tough start versus the Rangers. That game was absolutely brutal for Astros fans. I don't have much for this game because Houston's a heavy favorite. But the Guardians at a plus 152 price, where they were, if I'm not mistaken, they were beating Houston early in the game yesterday. And Gavin Williams is one of their yeah, he's young, but he's ultimately one of their better arms. Syndergaard, he made his debut against Houston yesterday, and yeah, he had no Ks, but he shut them down. Like this Houston lineup is not scoring like they should. I'm ultimately going to pass on this game, but I do like the plus 152 value on the money line for the Guardians. I bet you guys can tell. Common theme on these games where I'm not too sure on, and I think it's kind of a 50-50. If I'm not sold on a favorite, I will pass on the game, or I'll lay like a quarter or a half a unit on the underdog, and we'll just see how it plays out. I'm not risking that much money, and I'm getting back more than double my money. Mets Royals, Jose Quintana versus Zach Greinke. This game's absolutely atrocious. Greinke's been atrocious. Quintana, he's a serviceable arm. I'm not too big of a fan. I'm not too big of a fan of this Mets team as a whole. I can see why they're minus 158, but I could see this game going over 9.5 easily. Over 9.5 is going to be my lean. I wouldn't be surprised if Alonso or Lindor got a jack in this game. Bobby Witt Jr. will probably crush Quintana for a couple at-bats. And the Mets bullpen's absolutely decimated since they got rid of Peterson. I kind of like the over 9.5. It's not like a great play by any means, but I think it's very likely to happen. At minus 106, that's pretty good odds. So I can kind of get behind that. D-backs and Giants. This game actually just finished. The Diamondbacks won the game 4-3 in the 11 innings. Zach Gallen versus Alex Cobb. Zach Gallen on the road hasn't been as good this year as he's been at home. Pretty sure his ERA is around 5 on the road, which is absolutely atrocious for Zach Gallen standards. But the D-backs at minus 108. Oh, the line just, well, you guys just saw that. It went from minus 108 to minus 116, which does affect what I was going to say. The D-backs were going to be the play here. It's not that much of a shift, but it does make you think if there was an injury that came up. I'll have to check. No new injuries that I've seen. Maybe someone got traded. I'll have to check later. I'll update you guys in the comments. But ultimately, it was a pick that I liked. I did like the D-backs with Gallen on the mound at minus 108. See there. Odds shifting towards the Diamondbacks' favor yet again on the run line. But I'll probably end up passing this game. This game probably won't be a play. But Diamondbacks' money line is definitely a lean. So I'm going to go over my plays for today. The main two, Orioles money line and Reds Cubs over 8.5. Those are two absolutely stellar plays. I do like the Yankees at minus 108 at home versus a Rays team with Eflin on the road. Like I said earlier, he's been absolutely atrocious on the road. He gave up 6 earned runs to the Royals on the road a couple weeks ago. He's just not been anywhere close to the same pitcher. And I don't even think his stuff is like as good as his overall stats say that he is. And another play that I do like is Miami money line with Alcantara on the mound as he's improving, getting back into form. So there you have it. I don't like the card for today. It's kind of a shitty card, to be quite honest. But the two locks I want you guys to jump on as soon as you can. Orioles plus 104, Reds Cubs over 8.5 at plus 100. Those two A+ plays, especially the Orioles one. I don't get how the Orioles are underdogs yet again when we haven't seen Ryu in a year, and even last year when he did pitch, he had a 5.6 ERA. Like, I don't get how you can favor the Blue Jays in that game. And Bo Bichette possibly out. Let me double check on that. Bo Bichette hurt his knee when he was running the bases. He's day-to-day, so he'll probably play, but he's definitely not going to be playing at 100%. That doesn't affect my thought process at all. But yeah, there you guys have it. We were up pretty good yesterday. I think we were up 2 units. Yeah, 2 units, which that's a pretty modest day. Brewers screwed me over. Braves screwed me over. But Reds, Orioles, Rays, Orioles, and Rays fared pretty well for me. Red Sox kind of screwed me over a little bit, but that was only half a unit. That's another game I want to talk about. The line isn't open on FanDuel, but it is on DraftKings. I don't have a play for A's Dodgers, Dodgers. Lance Lynn's going to be making his first start for the Dodgers for the Dodgers against Ken Waldichuk. I probably won't like the value there. Dodgers probably come in as minus 170 or better favorites. It's just shitty value. Red Sox versus Mariners. It's going to be Brian Bayo versus Bryce Miller. Bayo coming off a strong start versus the Braves. Both of these pitchers, really good. This Red Sox lineup has been a bit cold this past week. They went on that nice win streak. But on the road, this lineup just hasn't been the same, and it's been kind of killing me. The past week, I've been betting on them, trying to ride the hot streak per se, and it's just not been doing very well. Whatever the under is, if the under is 8 or 8.5, if the line's 8 or 8.5, I'm absolutely hammering the under. I don't think the Mariners are going to get a ton off Bayo, and I don't think the Red Sox are going to be able to get to Miller early. I trust the Mariners bullpen a little bit better than I do the Red Sox bullpen. I think anything under 8.5 is a perfect pick. I would go as low as 8. I don't know about 7.5. I think it could end up coming in at like a 5-3 Mariners or Red Sox win. But anything 8 and up, take the under. And that's it. Good luck to you guys tomorrow. Remember, bet responsibly. And yeah, I'll see you guys.